Hey everyone. Today I'm going to get real about something that a lot of established YouTubers don't talk about. That's the truth behind getting started on YouTube, especially later in life, like after 40, like I did. So I'm going to share a lot of things I wish I knew before I dove into this journey. If you're thinking about starting or if you're already on this path, stick around because this video is for you. Okay, so I set up this channel in 2019, but I didn't really do very much with it until early 2023. I had good intentions, but it took me that long to get started. And when I did get started, I was full of enthusiasm, convinced that posting a ton of videos would eventually lead to fairly quick success. But I quickly discovered that building a channel takes a lot more than just uploading content. Today I'll reveal the ups and downs and the unexpected challenges of juggling YouTube with a busy life, so get ready for some honest insights. Look, starting YouTube in your 40s and beyond comes with its own unique set of challenges. You're no longer a teenager with endless free time, and you've got the responsibilities of work and family and other things in life, and that can make consistency on YouTube incredibly difficult. When I first started, I underestimated how busy my schedule could actually get, and the energy and the free time I once took for granted were suddenly in fairly short supply at times. We know life's demands can be challenging. You're probably trying to balance a full-time job, family responsibilities, social commitments, and that means planning your content schedule has to become part of your routine. And if you're a little hesitant to create content on YouTube, getting that into your schedule can be something that is, well, let's say, easy to put off. You have to have a bit of a mindset shift. You have to embrace that your journey might be slower compared to someone who started, let's say, in their early 20s. That younger group has their own advantages. Let's face it, they grew up in a world that always had the internet. They live on their phones, and that's how they constantly communicate with each other. So a lot of what happens on YouTube comes a lot more naturally to them. But the wisdom and experience that you bring can be a total game changer. Experience really is an asset. And while starting later means you probably have a lot more on your plate in terms of what's happening in life, it also means you have a lot of valuable insights and stories that can truly resonate with your audience. This reality hit me hard, but it also pushed me to refine my approach and develop a system that really fits my life. So we've heard it everywhere. It seems like all the big YouTubers mention it. Consistency is key on YouTube. But let's be honest, it's sometimes easier said than done, especially when life is constantly throwing curveballs your way. Here are some of the struggles I faced. Early on, out of the gate, when I finally did decide to produce some video content for this channel, I made the mistake of trying to produce too much content, thinking that more videos would mean faster growth. And right now, actually, as I record this, I'm sort of going against my own rules on this to test some different strategies. But the point really is that you need to find a way to keep things manageable, because I eventually ended up feeling quite overwhelmed with it and even a little bit burnt out. And I ended up with inconsistency in my uploads, which was totally what I was not trying to do. I was trying to be more consistent. There were even weeks where I'd barely manage one video, or sometimes I'd have stretches with no video uploads at all because I was juggling client deadlines, family events, or maybe I just needed a break from the screen time I was consistently racking up. The big lesson in this for me is that quality really is greater than quantity. I learned that it's better to upload a few high-quality videos rather than just filling up your channel with content that doesn't necessarily reflect your best work. My turning point came when I accepted that being consistent is not the same as being frequent, and it certainly doesn't mean being perfect. It means showing up even on days when you're not necessarily feeling 100%. So I started planning my content in advance and setting some more realistic goals that fit my schedule And that made a huge difference. So how can you stay consistent when life is busy? Here's some things that have worked for me. Content planning, as I just mentioned, I began mapping out my content calendar. I tried to do it a month in advance. And in this way, I can always have a clear plan and I can batch create content on days when I have a little bit more free time to do that. So for example, today I'll probably record 5 or 6 videos while I have the camera rolling here. And I've already done all the research and the background work, and I've written the scripts for those. So I'm ready to go. The goals have to be realistic. So instead of aiming for a video published every single day, I committed to a schedule that I know I can stick to, whether it's 1 or 2 videos a week, or right now it is daily, but eventually I'm going to cut that back again to probably 3 videos a week. I set aside specific times each week dedicated solely to filming and dedicated to editing as well. So right now I'm filming. I'll have some time for a few hours tomorrow that I set aside just to do my editing for however many videos I'm able to record today. So it's not a perfect routine, but it does help me kind of build a bit of a routine, and it also helps me to mentally prepare for the creative process. Flexibility is a really good word to describe how you need to be, because even with a plan, life happens, as we all know. So I learned to adapt my schedule without beating myself up too much. If I miss a deadline, I just use that as a learning experience rather than a failure. It's just about reframing that in my mind. It's that mindset shift again. By creating a system that accommodates my life, I've been able to maintain a more reasonable level of consistency that keeps my channel growing, even if it is at a slower pace than I initially imagined, and even if I do happen to miss some uploads here and there. I think one of the toughest parts about starting out on YouTube is dealing with the disappointment when your videos don't perform as well as you had hoped they would perform. I know I've had moments when I'd put in hours of work on a video only to see minimal views or engagement, and that's tough to take. Early on, I expected every video to be a hit, and when they weren't, it was really quite disheartening. But over time, I learned to focus on the process rather than the immediate numbers. And once you get some stuff on your channel, you can look into the YouTube analytics. I started digging into my YouTube Studio analytics, and even when a video didn't get many views, I would look for patterns and try to understand what was working, what wasn't working, what can I do better next time. And every setback became a lesson. I would ask myself that very question: what can I improve next time in the next video I create? And that mindset shift really helped me grow as a creator and made each low-performing video just feel like a stepping stone towards something more successful. It's really important to remember that every creator faces setbacks. It's just part of the journey. The key, I think, is to stay motivated and see every video as a chance to learn something new. Something else I've discovered along the way is that authenticity really is everything on your channel. In a world full of flashy edits and trending challenges, you can be genuine, and that sets you apart. You can share your story, and don't be afraid to share your real-life struggles and your experience, because your audience will appreciate your honesty and be much more likely to connect with you on a deeper level. It makes you relatable. Especially if you're starting later in life, your journey is uniquely yours. So embrace the challenges, let your personality shine through. This is what builds trust and a loyal following over the long term. And it is about long-term relationships. Authenticity isn't just about getting views. It's not the vanity metrics that matter. It's about actually building a community. So when your viewers see the real you, they're more inclined to stick around and support you as you grow on your channel. And remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being real. Your imperfections make your content relatable and much more memorable, to be frank. Another critical aspect of my journey has been carving out a niche that truly resonates with me and my audience. Here's how I approached it. It is about identifying your passion. I realized that my interests in YouTube growth and marketing and online business weren't just hobbies, they were actually things I'm passionate about, and I really enjoy these things. So it's easy for me to talk about them. So focusing on what I love helps me to stay motivated even on days that are a little bit more challenging. The other thing I started doing was engaging with what I think to be like-minded creators, maybe even my competitors, to be honest, I guess. But I started paying attention to those other creators in my niche and learning from them, which not only enriched my content, but it also helped me to understand that I wasn't alone in facing some of these challenges in getting up and running on YouTube. And as you grow, you can do things to encourage your viewers to become part of your community by asking them to comment on their own experiences or share some of their own tips. When you create that community, everybody feels heard and supported, and that is essential for long-term success. Whether you're looking for practical advice or just a space to vent, finding and nurturing that niche community can be the secret sauce to staying motivated and growing your channel. All right, we have to talk about the dream that many of us have, which is monetization of your YouTube channel. And while it's exciting to think about turning your passion into income, the journey to monetization is really not that straightforward. Milestones matter. So for those of you that are not in the know, YouTube requires 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours before you can join the YouTube Partner Program, which is the program that pays you for them showing ads on your channel. I thought I'd hit those marks really quickly. Boy, was I wrong. And you know what? That's perfectly okay. Beyond the numbers, monetization isn't just about hitting a target. It's about building a platform where you can share your message and connect with your audience. If you create great content, that is the foundation you need. Now, there are alternative revenue streams. You don't have to just aim for making money through ads. In my journey, I've done some affiliate marketing, I've offered coaching, I've sold digital products. I haven't done any brand deals yet, but that is definitely on my radar. And these can be excellent supplemental income sources, but they all come after you've established a consistent presence. So I really think the key is to stay focused on your passion. It can be easy to get caught up in the dream of making money, I think. I certainly have been caught up in that, but I always remind myself why I started, and that is to share my experiences and help others navigate similar challenges that I'm going through or have gone through. And understanding that success doesn't happen overnight has been really a crucial lesson for me. Focus on building your brand and the monetization will follow in time. At 40 years old and beyond, balancing a busy life while building a YouTube channel is a continuous challenge. Now, I mentioned carving out dedicated time for different things, and there are some tools that I use. Here's some of the stuff that works for me. For time management, I use tools like calendars and task management apps to make sure I have that dedicated content creation time. So for example, I use cal.com for booking my YouTube coaching. That's an open source software and I really like it, but I know a lot of people use Calendly for appointments and that's great software as well. And I make sure I prioritize self-care. It's important to avoid burnout, so I make sure to schedule breaks and I always make sure I'm available for family commitments. In our family, hockey season is crazy. We've got 2 boys playing hockey and that takes over your life. You have to set realistic expectations for yourself. Reflecting on my journey so far, I realized that every challenge has shaped me into a better creator. The tough days have certainly taught me resilience, and every setback has been an opportunity to learn and to grow. I've also had to improve my patience because success certainly does not happen on YouTube overnight. It is a gradual process, and I'm learning to appreciate all of the milestones along the way. By the way, gratitude is also really important. I am incredibly grateful for every subscriber, every comment, and every bit of feedback, even the not so nice stuff, because If there's a pattern that emerges in the criticism of what I'm doing, that's probably a clear sign that there's something that I could be doing better. It all adds up and it motivates me to keep going. And I suppose sharing these lessons with you is my way of saying you're not alone in this journey. Every creator has faced obstacles, and it's our persistence that makes us stand out. I hope my story resonates with you and gives you a more realistic picture of what it's like to get started on YouTube. Remember, it's not about overnight success. That's not likely to happen. It's about building something meaningful over a period of time. If you're a new YouTuber or thinking about starting your channel, I'd actually love to hear your experiences. So drop a comment below and share your struggles or your victories, no matter how small. Let's do that community building where we learn from and support each other. If you found this video helpful, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel for more honest insights and practical tips on navigating the YouTube world. Your support means the world to me, and every bit of feedback helps to shape my content. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of this journey with me. Remember, every step forward is progress, no matter how small. Stay consistent, stay passionate, and most importantly, be true to yourself. Keep pushing forward and check out one of these helpful videos next. I'll see you there.